and welcome to the Wayfaring Panda. I'm Annette. Today I'm participating in a hop by the paper crafting YouTubers. So I'll have a list of all the participants in the description below so you can hop to the next person after you watch my video. I had just organized all my photos a few months ago, so I looked through my photos to see what Christmas ones I had. It worked out perfect because I also found my photo album for Christmas wasn't finished. Still had more room for it. And I found my next photos were actually from Disney World 1998, so I really need to get those into a photo album. And I found the perfect supplies that I happen to have on hand. So I'm using some winter papers from an Echo Park collection, and I just got these stamps that I'm making a tag for decoration. I got those, I think, at Hobby Lobby because they were 50% off. Everything was 50% off. So I got this before I knew I was doing this page, and I thought this would work perfect. So I'm making a Disney kind of Christmas tag to decorate my page. So I had just purchased this VersaFine Clair. I had tried doing embossing with black embossing powder, but that just kind of got all over the place, and it's hard to get off. So I'm using this with clear embossing powder, and that seemed to work well. You'll see I had a little smudge on the other side of the tag, so I just flipped it over and stamped the other side. Then I'm going over my tag with some Distress ink. It's Salvaged Patina, and I'm just using my blending tool to apply it. And if you haven't done embossing, it's kind of a plastic that melts onto your stamped image. And so it's going to resist the ink so that the black will show up and the turquoise will not cover it up. Then I'm just going to glue this poinsettia to my tag. You'll see there was a hole in the tag because I was going to use this for another project, but it's kind of off-centered, which is okay because I'm going to cover it up with this poinsettia because I'm just going to adhere it to my page. It won't be hanging. And I'm making the tag because it's a Christmas layout. It'll look kind of like it goes with presents. And the paper I'm using is really a winter collection. And so this is going to add some Disney and some Christmas to my layout. I also had these Mickey stickers. They're kind of, I don't know if you call these gems or rhinestones, but anyway, they're blingy and look like Mickey. So I'm going to add those to my tag. Then I got my scrapbook ready to do. You can see I already put down my paper so that you didn't have to watch me tape that down. When I brought it over, I decided that my tag needed a little bit more bling, so I got out my pretty pink posh jewels. I'm not sure the official color of this, but it's either like turquoise or sea glass. If I find it and it's still available, I'll list it in the description below. The paper I have here is from Echo Park. It's also an older collection, and it's from a Perfect Winter collection. So if that's still available either as a kit, which is what I had, or individual pages, I'll list that below also. You can see that I used 2 pieces of paper for this layout, and I just cut it in half. I trimmed it down a little bit because this is an old scrapbook, Creative Memories scrapbook, which those are 12 by 11.5 if you don't count the white border you see on the side. And so I just cut the paper in half. I used a piece that kind of looked like flannel, and another one looks like a knit sweater, which I thought was perfect for cozy. And then I also had this washi tape that I bought recently when I went to Hobby Lobby and bought everything 50% off. And it went perfectly. The leaves on these poinsettias were actually kind of a turquoise color instead of green, so that worked perfect. So you want to try to use whatever you have on hand in your stash. So I just found some Christmas stuff to make my winter paper look Christmassy, and as you can tell, I'm starting to add some Disney stuff to make it look like Disney. And I don't know if you can tell the stamp, but it says, "Oh boy," and then the O is Mickey Mouse. And he's looking kind of surprised, which I think will be great because the pictures I have are of my cousin's kids celebrating Christmas and opening their presents. So I'm sure that's what they were thinking. So my photos, I just mounted them on some of the paper from the kit, and it's pattern paper. The one is a kind of swirly snowflakes, and the other one is kind of brown. It kind of looks like wood with different items like snowmen and trees. Some of the pictures don't really go with this because obviously there's no snowmen in Florida, but I'm really just showing an edge, so you don't really see all those images. And also then the paper kind of matches the rest of the paper in embellishments, so it all goes together. I also like the wood kind of look because a lot of these photos are from when my cousin and his wife and kids stayed at Disney Fort Wilderness. So obviously it looks kind of like paneling and wood. So I thought that went well. Now this one piece of paper is actually the bottom, that stripe kind of looks like washi tape, but it's actually just the edge of the paper that you normally cut up, but I left it on because I thought my picture kind of covered part of it, and it looks like you decorated it with washi tape, but I didn't. It was just the bottom edge of the paper. So I'm just arranging these. I had already got my photos already mounted ahead of time so you didn't have to watch me tape everything. Now the one photo, I don't know if you'll be able to tell, but with the castle, it was kind of funny. When I was taking this picture of my cousin, his wife, and his little boys, these two ladies were standing there in our way, wouldn't move, just kind of bent over the rail like they're backing out of the picture. But it's like, you're in the picture. So it's kind of funny. We see this moment in history where they're still leaning over like they think they're not in the way. And obviously they're in the picture. So one good thing, we had a picture of Santa Claus, and you can see that, well, depending how big your screen is, it has the date on it. So I was able to verify this was 1998. So I just had some red numbers from Creative Memories. And I just put that up there. And I had happened just to purchase these Chip 'n Dale stickers at the hobby store. I was there doing some Christmas shopping. My sister and I were getting toys for a toy drive. My sister saw those. She pointed them out. I don't think she thought I'd buy them, but I saw them and I thought, Chip 'n Dale, I got to get those. And then later I found these pictures to Scrapbook and I thought, hey, I can add these because I think Chip 'n Dale are kind of the characters for Fort Wilderness. And so that goes along perfect. Now I'm using these journaling squares that they had to go with the kit that I'm using. And I'm just recording about how my cousin came down. That was one great thing about living in Florida, just a few miles from Disney World. All of our northern relatives and friends came to visit during the winter, so I got to see them more than if I lived somewhere else, I imagine. So we especially got a lot of our Michigan relatives come down in January and December. And then I'm just telling that my cousin, that time they stayed at Disney's Fort Wilderness because they were staying with his wife's mom and dad there. So they got a trailer that was big enough for all of them to stay in at the campground. Usually they came and stayed at our house. The other thing I'm telling you about in my journaling is that my cousin had brought down a small tree and some of their ornaments from their home tree so the boys could decorate it in the trailer, and then they opened presents there at the campground. And I got to be there for that, so that was really exciting for me because I don't have any kids, and so it was kind of fun watching the kids open their presents. Then I'm using a hole punch to punch some holes to attach my brads. I have these brads that look like Mickey Mouse hats, and I'm putting those around my picture. And these I got from Eyelet Outlet when I was at a scrapbook convention. I'm using the same photo mounting squares to attach my photos to the actual scrapbook, and I'm doing that mostly off screen. And then I'm going to use stickers from the paper pack because those are coordinating with the paper. So that's one good way to get everything to coordinate, is to use a kit or to buy things that are from the same paper line, because then you know they'll match. Otherwise, you can look through your stash and see what you have that kind of goes together, because a lot of this stuff like my washi and the Mickey Mouse stuff and the Chip 'n Dale stickers weren't from the kit. Just added all those to make it look like Christmas and to add some Disney elements to my page. I adhered all my photos down off screen, and then I just adding some stickers and some more of those jewel type rhinestone Mickeys just to add some more Mickey Mouse and Christmas decorations. And actually the winter ones aren't necessarily Christmas, but a lot of them are kind of wilderness looking, and one is about cocoa, which I really relate to being cozy. And it was actually cool enough in Florida to have cocoa once in a while. course, it didn't get freezing. I hope you all enjoyed the video. If so, please give it a like. And if you're not already a subscriber, I'd really appreciate it if you can subscribe to my channel. And since this is a hop, please make sure to go ahead and hop along and get some more ideas of how you might scrapbook some of your Christmas photos.